Yo, 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 we are live, we are live, we are live. How's everyone doing? It's Thursday live stream. I hope you show up with questions. But if not, we are going to do chords in context. Let's just get started right away. So, the beautiful thing about guitar is that we can learn some basic patterns, and then we have access to all the different keys, right? If you're playing piano or other instruments, that's why so much time is like spent on the circle of fifths, right? As guitarists, we're like, oh, the circle of fifths, what are you talking about? Is my sound coming through? If anyone's in the chat already, please let me know. I think we're good on sound and everything. Let me double check real quick, 1 second. Patterns, and then we have access. Yeah. All right, I don't want that to feedback, but it's coming through. All right. So when you study piano or other instruments, you're obsessed with, like, all right, A major's got 3 sharps, E's got 4, G has 1, B flat, 2 flats, F, 1 flat. On guitar, we don't have to think that way because we have patterns that repeat on our instrument, which is a blessing and a curse. I'm not going to get into all that, but every instrument's a little bit unique. The benefit of the guitar is these shapes and patterns. The drawback is that it's kind of confusing to think through theoretical things because we've got 6 strings and they're not even tuned symmetrically. So cost and benefit to all of that. Now, if we're in the key of G, we have a major scale. I've done a 101 theory lesson. You can check that out, Mike's Music Method. Even better would be wrangling with the G major scale. And I actually talk about all this stuff over there, but I'm going to go through it a little bit differently today. So if we're in the key of G, we got G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Now what I said about guitars is we don't really care that there's an F sharp in there because we can just play the same pattern. And now if I can play that, well, I know the major scale in every key. But let me show you something without thinking about theory or anything like that. If our starting note is here, 3rd fret on the lowest string, that's our key. We can play a bar chord there. Big major bar chord. That's our 1 chord. Now, if that's my 1 chord, no matter what key I'm in, whether I'm on the 3rd fret or the 8th fret or the 9th or whatever, the 2 chord is always going to be 2 frets higher. And it's always going to be minor. So we call this the Roman numeral system, or they can call it like the Nashville system. But we have the 1 chord, major, big capital I, Roman numeral 1. Now, if I go 2 frets higher and I play a minor chord, that's always my 2 chord. So now we can jam together. I'd say, hey man, we're in the key of G. Play me let's just vamp 1 to 2, right? 1, G, up to 2, back to 1. And we could jam. And then you can solo in G major. Simple little vamp. But over time, you build from there. 1, 2, 3. Anytime my root is here, right? I was on the 3rd fret. My 3 chord is also going to be a minor chord, and we're angled down in a way. So from here, I'm going to go down a string and like down a fret. So this 3 becomes 2 on the next string. So that's a B. I don't care what you call it. We have 1, 2, 3, major, minor, minor. Now if I'm jamming with you, I'm saying, let's do 1, 2, 3, 2. Right, we're just gonna walk 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, back to 2. Yeah, and you might realize, like, oh, Mike, why don't we just do it as an A minor? You could, like an open cowboy chord A. Problem with using open chords is it's harder to see the pattern that I'm teaching you. So I'm teaching you the patterns 2 frets higher. Then the next string is the 3 chord. Yeah, once you get good at it, or you can even frame it that way, but then you can do it all as cowboy chords. G, A minor, B minor, First chord's major, 2 and 3 are minor. Now, most people have probably heard about the 1, 4, 5. That's the blues. It uses the 1 chord, the 4, and the 5. And those are the 3 major chords in any key are the 1, the 4, and the 5. So we had major, 1, capital I. 2 lowercase i's. Those are 2 chord, lowercase because it's a minor chord. Lowercase 3. That's 3 lowercase i's in a row. Then we've got the major chord. Hey, to live to fly is here. Hello, hello. Good to see you guys. If you have questions, please post them. Again, that's why I'm doing this, guys, to answer your questions, not just to ramble. Lurking, listening while working. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe it's just like a bad time. When I did these in the evenings, it was fun. We had a lively group with a lot of questions, and we'd songwrite and have fun. I think maybe noon Eastern is just not a good idea. So 1, 2, 3. Now, the great thing about the 4 chord is just it's always straight down from my 1 chord. At least on the lower strings, right? When we get to the G to B string, it's different. But if I'm on a G here, then I just go straight down. That's a C. That's my 4 chord, and it's major. So if you know your bar chord, I'm not going to go through all these different chords. I'm going to assume here you know how to play some bar chords. So that's a C. So let's do 1, 4, 2. So 1 to the 4 is straight down to the C. Then the 2 chord is just 2 frets higher than my 1. So that's A minor. Back to 4. So now I have this chord progression. 1, 4, 2, back to 4. 1, 4, 2, 4, 1, down to 4, 2. Now once you get that in your head, then you can go, oh, I could do that in combo chords if I wanted to, because it's G, C, A minor, C. Let's do the 5 chord. The 5 chord is easy because it's, if you know where your 1 is, you're already playing that perfect 5th, right? If you think of a power chord, it's a root and a 5th. So that 5th fret on the next string is my 5 chord. So I'm going down a string, 2 frets higher. That's a D major. And another way to find all your 1, 4, 5s is you just play a wild thing, right? Straight down, 2 frets higher. Wild thing. So this is the key of G, but this is a 1, 4, 5 anywhere on the neck. I could do it on the 7th fret. It'd be 7, straight down to 7, 2 frets to 9. You make my heart sing. So now you have access to all these 1, 4, 5s. But not only that, you can now fill in the blanks with the 2s and the 3s. So if I was up here on the 7th fret, my 1 chord is here. My 2 chord's just 2 frets higher. Playing it minor. Right, the 3 was down at an angle from the 1. Then we know our 4 is right underneath our 1 chord. And then our 5 is 2 frets higher. And back to the 1. And this is so cool because diatonic chords, we call them diatonic. It just means we're only playing chords that use those 7 notes of the major scale. Diatonic. And 95+% of chords used in folk and country are diatonic chords. So this is good stuff to know. It's going to help you learn songs because you know what chords you're looking for. Certainly helps you write songs for sure as well because you have a toolkit that you can throw these different chords in there that are going to be pleasant. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 ways to think of our 6th chord. So if we're at 5, our 6th chord is just 2 frets higher and it's minor. So I'm way up on the 7th fret. So we know our 5 is there and the 6 is even 2 frets higher and it's that B minor looking shape again. So you can think of that as your 6. Another way to think about your 6 is if I'm at my 1, I can think backwards where I'm going down 3 frets. So if I'm at 3, right? E minor. Here I'm doing a cowboy chord because that's where I'm at, right? No need to bar it. So the 6th chord is down 3 frets or 2 frets above the 5 chord. That's it. We're not going to talk about the 7 chord today because it's a diminished chord, and yes, it's a beautiful chord, but again, folk, country, where it's not popping up that often. Now we've got an amazing set of chords to mess around with that are going to give you the majority of chords in folk and pop and country tunes. So let's do a 2-5-1. Can you do it? 2-5-1. So if we're in the key of G, 2 is this one, right? A. My 5 is right that power chord up from 1. So it's, if I'm at 2, the 5 is actually just straight down to that D major, A minor, D major, 2-5-1. I got 2, 5, to 1. We'll linger on 1, 2, 5, 1. And you can do them as cowboy chords once you get the hang of it. A minor, D, G. Cool. Let's do 1, 3, 4, 5. So you got your 1 chord. You tell me where 3 is. 1, 2, 3. Right, it's that one that's down a string and over 1. Hey Mike, hey all, what up Neil? How's it going, dude? You're a long time fan of the channel, Neil. So it's always good seeing your username pop up. Yeah, let me know if you got any questions. I'm only going to hang out for a bit unless people have questions, because I'm just talking Roman numeral Nashville system here to kind of know your chords. And that's all that I got in mind, unless you guys have questions. So we got 1, go to the 3, which is our minor, right angle down. 4 is just going to be 1 higher than that 3. And the 5, 2 higher. Cheers. Cheers, Neil. 1 is the G. 3 chord is the B minor. 4 chords the C. Then we go up again. 5, the D. And what's beautiful is you can go through all these different common progressions, and again, you just have a fabulous toolkit for chord progressions that you know work, that have been used in thousands of other songs. And it's nice to know. It's really convenient. And what I'm getting at is you don't just know them in G. Now you know them in every single possible key. Like what if I say B flat? You're gonna be, oh man, I don't know any chords in B flat. Yes, you do. All we're doing is finding B flat on this low E string. G is 3. A is 5. B is 7. So B flat is 6. So what I'm gonna do is just start that major chord on the 6th fret here. Yo, Nigel. Oh man, Nigel and Neil out here. You guys are all old hats to the channel. Drawing collection getting big. No self-portrait yet. Someone needs to commission that. I know, it's pretty amazing. We got, yeah, Anders is an amazing artist. Just insane, incredible. So I do tutorials for him, and he does those amazing portraits back there. I'll pick up my camera at the end and show you guys, because they're really stunning works of art when you see them up close. I got that cool self-portrait that Isis did, but I just have a digital copy of those cool charcoal drawings. Yeah, Bathel reporting. Bathel? How's it going? Good to see you again. And guys, questions. Come on, what can I help you with today? Please, shout out. I've been strumming to some old Creed songs. Faceplant nostalgia. Oh, that's hilarious, dude. With arms wide open. It's hard to take that guy seriously in that video where he's like, I wanted me to be there with the lion. I remember watching like the making of that music video and how intense Scott Sapp was. I wanted me and the lion face to face. He was really serious about it. Hilariously though, one of my nephews, my brother-in-law, like couldn't get over it. They went and saw like Metallica, because my brother-in-law loves Metallica. He works out in his garage just like freaking jacked dude, listening to Metallica and metal. And then like 2 weeks later, my nephew, his son, then went to a Creed concert, and he came back. His dad was so ashamed, but he came back. He's like, Creed put on a way better show. And I don't even think that it was like because he was a Creed fan, but like Creed literally, legitimately, he thought put on a better show than Metallica. So there we go. Let's do another one. So, we were in B flat. So I was saying all the same distances apply. We're relatively chasing that, right? It's the relative distances. I don't care what fret you're on. I don't care that it's a B flat. You can pretend it's G, right? Just like we do with a capo. We can pretend this is whatever you want to call it. This is our 1 chord. So our 2 chord is just 2 frets higher. Right, go back to 1. Our 3 chord is just that minor chord down on an angle, right? Down a string over a fret. So that takes me from the 6th fret down to the 5. Guess what? The 4 chord is just straight down from the 1 chord. The 5 chord is straight down 2 frets higher. And our 6 chord is a minor chord that's 3 frets lower than our 1. G minor, right? 3rd fret. Or we can do 2 frets higher than our 5 chord. So let's do 1, 6, 3, 4. So we got 1. I'm going to go down 3 frets from 1 to get to my 6 chord. It's minor. I'm going to go to my 3 chord, which is also minor. So keep in mind where your 1 was. So your 3 is there, right at an angle. And my 4 is just 1 fret above that. Beautiful. So we got 1, 6, 3, 4. And this gives you the ability to play all these different chord progressions and all these different keys. Now, if some of you out there can't play bar chords, I'm really only using 2 basic shapes. I'm using what we call the E shape bar chord, and I'm making it major or minor. And I'm using the A shape bar chord and making that major or minor. And from there, boom, you can unlock, you can now play every diatonic chord in every key on the guitar. How about that? And you didn't even know what diatonic meant, and now you're doing it after 10 minutes. Really powerful, that whole Roman numeral system. And then you can change keys of songs, right, without always relying on a capo. I mean, using capo is fine, don't get me wrong, I love the capo. But you know what I mean? If you look at something in the key of G, you can analyze what the numbers were. Be like, oh, it's just a 1, 4, 5, but I don't want to sing it that high. It's like, okay, well, you were in G, or let's say it was too low, you wanted to sing it higher. Well, then, yeah, you could just put it in A flat and do a 1, 4, 5, or B flat, sorry. You get the idea. Yeah, that's all I wanted to impart on you, is this Roman numeral system. A thing that's related that I always talk about is I'm always about minimizing the bar chords. In other words, playing simple triads. So if you don't, this big G chord, sure, is fine. All 6 strings is cool sometimes, but you don't always have to play all 6. Often I don't bar it and I just do the middle strings. Right, so I'm not fretting the low E or the high E. That's still a G chord. And guess what? I don't have to bar anything. Right? I'm getting rid of the bar and my pointer finger is only playing the 5th fret on the 2nd string. That's nice and easy, isn't it? I like playing that one. That's easy. I like playing a G like that. Even the B minor, right? Like you don't have to bar that first finger down. You can just do the fingertip on 2, 4, 4, 3. You don't have to worry about barring that top one if you don't want to. And sometimes you just play it like an A minor. I don't even play that pointer finger at all. That's a B minor, right? I don't have to. Or I could just play it like an A minor and move it 2 higher. What I'm getting at is all 6 strings all the time is very amateur, right? It's like it gets tiring. So I can play my B minor just like an A minor. Right now you can play C minor. You can play C sharp minor. Look, now you know what E flat minor is. Or D sharp minor. I'm just moving that same shape. And sure, I might still use this idea of like, oh, I know that 6th fret on the A string is a D sharp. So I keep that in mind, but I'm not playing that note even. I'm just building that A minor shape above it. Right? I could do the full bar on the 6th fret, But like I have that 6th fret in mind, and it's like, oh yeah, I can just do that little A minor above it. This is smart playing, right? This is wisdom, dare I say, wisdom. And then you also have fingers free. Not only is it about like the ease of playing, but like I can, oops, sorry, what am I doing? Right, you have fingers free to manipulate that chord. With these little punchy chords in there. And I do that all the time on the electric guitar. Which is when I'm not doing like country folk and playing solo guitar, right? Like this is a very specific genre and style, but all this other stuff is really cool. They just do these little stabby chords, G, you know, B minor, D, or no, what did I hear in my ear? We'll do G, B minor, C, D. Sounded like a Doc Watson tune just now. Yeah, I don't know what I was hearing there. But yeah, so we can do G instead of doing this big thing. Windy and warm, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Good evening, Mike. Looks like a good lesson, but I gotta head out. We'll watch later. Yeah, cool. Mr. Foster, Stevie, watch it later. Roman numeral analysis. Or Nashville system, whatever you want to call it. Just learning the diatonic chords based on frets without having to worry about the circle of fifths and memorizing which keys have things that are sharp and flat. We just use our guitar and the patterns of the frets to keep it real simple. It's just one pattern, one constellation that we can juxtapose over different parts of the neck, depending what key we're in, but who cares what key we're in? It's just what fret we start on. Yeah. And then you can always simplify these bar chords. So I'm playing my G chord instead of this big bar. I'm just playing the 2nd string, 3rd fret, then the 4th and the 5th. So 2nd, 3rd, or sorry, the frets are 3, 4, 5 on the B, G, and D string. That's it. That's a G chord. Then we talked about that B minor. It's like, oh yeah, there's that hidden A minor in there, right? So I'm just going to play that. So check this out. That's really pretty, right? I can give it a little more feel because I'm not worried about holding down the whole bar. It's a little more smooth. I can then color it randomly. Then the C, instead of doing this big bar, we just have 3 5s in a row, right? It's just like an A chord, but I'm doing 5 5 5 instead of 2 2 2. So I have that G. That B minor is a simple A minor shape. Then I'm gonna bar these 5s. And I can do the same thing with the 5 chord, which was that D, but instead of doing that big bar chord, I can just do 7 7 7. There's my C. There's my D. Right? Just all doing it all as an A shape. C, D, G. And then you have your fingers free to add things of melodic interest. And that's the beauty of not always playing a bar chord, taking the time to simplify these things and really extend your playing into other territories besides just constant folk Travis picking. Hope that's helpful. I know at the end there I'm kind of like getting carried away. That's like a whole nother lesson, but just trying to express why this stuff is important. And why you don't want to be like stuck in with cowboy chords the entire time. I mean, it's fine, right? John Prine, Townes Van Zandt, these guys made entire outrageously successful careers and songs just doing that. But like, look at Townes. He did Lungs, Dollar Bill Blues, right? Like he is getting up the neck, and certainly A Brand New Companion. Like the guy knew how to get up the neck. But he also knew his strong suit was just that other, writing beautiful songs and melodies. But it's worth exploring because it's so much fun, right? When you got a G that's just these 3 notes, you can start to, there's a little bit of guesswork. but often the guesswork comes from other chords that I know I'm going to play. Like for example, when I'm at that G, it's like, well, I know later on I'm playing the D, which is, or the C, sorry, C, which is all those fives. So guess what? All of those fives are in the key, right? They're diatonic. I know I'm going to play them later. So when I'm on this G, well, I can put a 5 there or put a 5 there because I know it's in the key, right? Without thinking, oh, I'm in G major, right? Is it F sharp? Is it a C? Is it a D? I don't care. But I know I'm playing that C chord later that utilizes 5, 5, 5. So when I'm on this G chord, I can just think, oh yeah, I'm going to utilize 5, 5, 5. So I know those notes are in the key. So I'm using those 5s to color my G chord. And that's beautiful, right? I'm like, you can say I'm borrowing from the C chord, right? But I'm thinking that way, but I'm just taking notes from the scale that I know are in the scale, and I'm simplifying it by going, oh, well, I know that C chord is coming later, so I can play any note in that C chord. I can also think, oh, well, yeah, I know that D chord is there, 7, 7, 7, so I can play any of those 7s to color my G chord. So without even knowing a scale, I'm mapping from these 3 chords all the melody notes I can play. I can play 3, 4, 5. I can play 5, 5, 5. I can play 7, 7, 7. And so instead of thinking those, oh, those are 3 chords and I'm going to play G, C, D, I can also think like, right? I can also get melody notes from those chords. B minor in between, sorry. And so I'm thinking of melody based on the chords, taking notes out of the chords that I've already played. Right? I'm not inserting new information of G major scale. What position am I in? E shape, A shape. I mean, that's fine. I'm not saying it's wrong. But this is also a beautiful way where you don't have to get lost in all that stuff. And when I'm on one chord, I'm just borrowing notes from the other chords that I know are in the chord progression. It's a really simple way to think about starting to incorporate melody into your chords. So they're not static, right? We want our chords to have motion. And you can do that on any chord. I think I got a crying baby upstairs. I'm gonna help the lady out. That's it. You guys are beautiful, beautiful people. Glad I can help you out. Everyone have a good day. Catch you next time. Ciao.